I know a lot of you will not believe me if I said that the day you met that narcissist or the minute you were born to them, if the narcissist who hurt you was a parent, your life shifted because you were set on a path that was chosen by the divine being for you. Not by chance, not by accident, no, but by design. Everything, every betrayal, every humiliation, every silent treatment, and every moment of soul-crushing despair that you have experienced, none of it was random. It was a tough test, but not to break you, to forge you into who you are today. God does not put his strongest warriors on the easiest roads. He puts them through trials, sometimes so brutal that only those meant to rise will make it through. If you have survived narcissistic abuse, you have walked through fire most people will never understand. You have been thrown into a battlefield you never asked to fight in. But you are still here, and that means something. It means you are meant for something greater. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. The topic for today's episode is 5 toughest tests only a survivor of narcissistic abuse goes through. Most people will never endure what you have endured. They will never know what it feels like to have their reality shattered into a million pieces. They will never understand what it is like to question their own sanity. They will never feel the excruciating loneliness of being surrounded by people who will never get it. But you do, because you have been tested. And if you are still standing, then you have passed the hardest test that life can throw at a person. Let's start with the first test, the test of total erasure. The narcissist did not just hurt you, they tried to erase you. Piece by piece, they took everything that made you who you were and tore it apart. Your confidence, your happiness, your dreams, gone. You woke up one day and realized you no longer knew who you were, or they did not let you know yourself to begin with. They filled you with so much pain that your laughter felt foreign. Your reflection looked like a stranger. The things that once made you feel alive had become distant memories. Most people think healing after narcissistic abuse is about getting back to who you were before. But you know the truth? The person is gone. The test was never about returning. No, it was about rebuilding from nothing. God stripped you of everything false so that you could become something real, something indestructible. And despite the erasure of your personality and identity, you still rose from your ashes like a phoenix does. The fire that was meant to consume you only forged you into something stronger. You have become someone who cannot be broken, who cannot be erased again. You are no longer a victim. You are a force. And now, nothing can stop you. You may or may not realize these truths right now, but this is the end goal of your healing journey, to find the spiritual truth behind your suffering and live your light and be your purpose. Number 2, the test of being unseen. No one saw what was happening to you. Not really. Maybe they saw the narcissist's charm. Maybe they saw their fake kindness. Maybe they saw their carefully crafted image. But they did not see you, did they? They did not see the nights you cried yourself to sleep. They did not see the fear in your eyes when you heard their footsteps. They did not see the silent, invisible war you were fighting every single day. The worst part is, even when you tried to tell them, they did not believe you. They minimized it. They excused it. They blamed you. So you learned to stop speaking. You learned to carry it all alone. And that loneliness nearly destroyed you. This test was brutal indeed. It made you question your worth. It made you feel like you did not matter. But that was the illusion, because God was watching. He saw everything. He saw every tear. He heard every silent scream. And he knew you would rise. He knew you would one day stand tall in your truth. And when that day came, nothing would ever make you feel unseen again. The journey you're on is a journey of awareness, awakening. You have been gifted with strength that makes you extremely dangerous for all narcissists alive. What is this strength? The strength is you're not afraid of your company. You are an awakened empath. You do not run away from loneliness. Instead, you relish it. You want it and sometimes desire it more than connection. You have mastered the art of self-dependency, and that narcissist has no weapon to deal with it. Number 3, the test of betrayal by those you loved so dearly. The narcissist's abuse was extremely painful, but it wasn't the worst part, was it? The worst part was the people who turned against you, the friends who did not believe you, the family members who sided with the narcissist, the people who looked you in the eyes and told you that you were the problem, you were exaggerating things, you were blaming them for no reason. You learned the most devastating lesson of all. Love does not always mean loyalty. You were painfully shown that there are a lot of snakes in your life, but why? To make letting go of the burdens easier for you. You had to learn that some people will never stand beside you no matter how much you sacrifice for them. Some will throw you to the wolves just to keep their own peace, like my mother did in the end. And when you need them the most, they will not show up. I experienced the biggest betrayal from my family when my mother sided with my narcissistic psychopathic father in the last fight and wanted everything to go back to normal, just to avoid facing any consequences or inconveniences. God allowed this betrayal for a reason. He was clearing your path as He did mine. He was showing you who never truly belonged in your life, as painful as that was. He was teaching you that real love does not abandon. Real love does not choose comfort over truth. Real love does not turn away in your darkest hour. This test shattered you, I know, but it also purified your circle. And now, no one who remains in your life is there by accident. Number 4, the dark night of the soul, the biggest and the most difficult test. The dark night of the soul is the ultimate breaking point, the moment that everything collapses and you're left with nothing but yourself. It is not just sadness or despair, it is a complete disintegration of everything you thought you knew about yourself and the world at large. It is the point where no illusions remain, no false hopes to cling on to, just raw, unfiltered pain. The kind of pain that makes you want to disappear. The absolute rock bottom. The kind of pain that makes you question why you're still here. And the only way out is through. I hit my rock bottom when I survived my narcissistic roommate. Extreme health issues got triggered, and I even tried to unalive myself because I thought I could not tolerate it anymore. This is the test that nearly breaks you, but it does not. Because even in the depths of despair, even when you are drowning in hopelessness, something inside you refuses to die. Something ancient, something unbreakable, a light of different kind. It's the part of you that was never truly touched by the narcissist, the part of you that belongs only to God. I'm saying that because I felt it at that time. When I got in touch with it, it was like everything changed its meaning. It's like you are bombarded with so many realizations about everything and your priorities change. Can you resonate with what I'm sharing? Have you been through this? Let me know in the comments. The divine being lets you descend into this kind of darkness, not to destroy you, but to rebuild you. He took you to the lowest point so you could finally see the truth. No one is coming to save you, and that is because you were never meant to be saved. You were meant to save yourself, which is what I did. Until then, I was heavily relying on doctors, from psychiatrists to neurologists and gastroenterologists. No one was giving me answers that I needed. They tested, investigated, and dispensed a couple of pills, basically saying, it'll go away, don't exaggerate. How did I save myself then? That's for another day and another episode. Last test, number 5. the test of becoming untouchable. This is the final test. The moment you realize the narcissist holds no power over you, the moment you stop seeking closure, stop seeking revenge, stop seeking anything from them at all, because you finally understand they were never your undoing. They were never strong. They were never powerful. They were weak, fragile creatures who had to destroy others just to feel whole. You, on the other hand, survived what was meant to annihilate you. And now nothing can touch you. Why? Because you can see through the lies. You can recognize the manipulation. You can spot the red flags from a mile away. And when another narcissist tries to enter your life, you do not engage. You do not fight. You do not react, because you have risen above them. That is the ultimate victory for you and defeat for the narcissistic collective spirit. This is the test that marks the end of the war, the test that proves you have not just survived, you have laid the foundation for thriving. Not everyone passes these tests. Many remain stuck, many never escape, but you did. You were chosen for these battles, not as a punishment, but as preparation. God does not waste suffering. He does not break people without reason. I can tell you that from experience. He refines them. He strengthens them. And when they are ready, He elevates them. You're not the same person you were before meeting the narcissist. You are something more, something unbreakable. And now you walk this earth with a power few will ever understand. You are one of the rare ones who have faced the darkest storms and emerged as the storm itself. And that is why nothing will ever break you ever again. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.